we'll start with you, Mohammed. Can you please introduce yourself to us, where you are connected, what your course is, and yeah, something you'd like to share with us.
My name is Mohammed Taki. I am a PhD candidate at Izmir University of Economics, and I am at my last stage. Hopefully within this semester, I will be defending my dissertation and try to move on to an academia in teaching career, and as a researcher, I hope to. And other than that, I mean, because of this thing that I wanted to see where I want to take my career path, and to get more knowledge about it, not just related to the career, but also in the research field, that I found this program, EURAXESS. And the thing is, I mean, even before I was looking into this program, I did not know about the mentorship program at that time, but rather the site where we look into for the job opportunities as a researcher. And later on, I came to find out about it. So from that time, I mean, I applied for it, and I found Professor Bilam, and I've been really grateful for this program, and I have learned a lot from this.
Thank you, Mohammed. So that's a nice introduction. I'm going to ask you more about that experience, but right now I want to ask Professor Bilam, your mentor. Please introduce yourself to us, please.
My name is Belém Barbosa, so I'm from Portugal. I work at University of Porto. My background is in management, marketing, and strategy, actually. So I don't really remember how I found this program, but I am like this big enthusiast of collaborating with other people. I got my PhD 7 years ago or something about that, and I'm very involved in researching and publishing. And what I feel is that what I am nowadays as a researcher and as a teacher is a result of a lot of influence from other people. I learned a lot with other people, and when I look at this program, what I felt like, well, it's another opportunity to learn with other people, and eventually to pass on some of the learning experience that I have, so help younger researchers to be more confident and to be more successful, hopefully. So
I think this is a wonderful way of looking at mentorship, about the mentor also learning herself while imparting your knowledge. So thank you so much for that, Bilam. And I'd like to go back to Svetlana to introduce herself and how this project came about with Sofia University and EURAXESS Bulgaria.
Thank you, Jenny. I work for Sofia University already for many years. And at the time that Bulgaria joined EURAXESS, Sofia University was appointed for EURAXESS coordinator for Bulgaria. So I took the job and started working on EURAXESS mostly. So now, after so many years, they call me EURAXESS person. When they meet me somewhere in Bulgaria, this is EURAXESS. So yeah, within the nowadays project that we run together with 42 countries in Europe, within EURAXESS, we develop different tools, different services, new material, and we try to enhance what we deliver as a service to the researchers and to make their life easier. So within this project, we run this program. I told you about the original idea, but generally it comes that it's much more than that. Much more than just giving worldwide officers another tool. This is just something amazing. If I look at the feedback from the researchers, both mentors and mentees, I think we didn't expect such a success. Practically, for many years, we worked very little with worldwide officers, and the initial idea was to increase cooperation between EURAXESS Europe and EURAXESS Worldwide, so that we can give them a tool that would foster the cooperation and serving better the researchers in third countries. Originally, the main idea behind it was to integrate better the third country researchers coming to Europe for research reasons. But apart from that, we do have other aims and other goals, also other outcomes. Main of this is cooperation. The cooperation is the best thing that could happen between researchers all over the world in different parts of the world. So researchers just cooperate using this program. They continue their contacts after the end of the mentorship, and also they start new projects together. So this is not only integration, but also cooperation, exchange of good practice, exchange of ideas, exchange of experience of the researchers, and not last but not least, the European researchers also want sometimes to go somewhere else for a specialities, for specialization, and they do cooperate also with experienced researchers from third countries on this point. The way we structure the program includes at least 6 meetings between the mentor and the mentee within the period not longer than 6 months. And within these 6 meetings, they are expected to choose up to at least three topics of those that we predefined. And they are free to add whatever they would like to these topics, whatever is in interest of the mentee. Also, if the mentor considers that something is very important, and even though the mentee didn't ask for this topic, they might include it in their plan. The program is for everyone. Every researcher can benefit from it. Young researchers can find a mentor and then can find a more enlarged network of research contacts. They can find some instruction, some guidance in their next steps. Experienced researchers can cooperate with other researchers all over the world. So I don't think that any of the researchers wouldn't find something good for them in this program.
Thank you. And I want to ask about that now, starting with Belem. Belem, what was the motivation to become a mentor, and how was that for you?
Well, it was basically to know different people and to collaborate. I think that's my main motivation. I wanted to collaborate with more people, and again to help other researchers, younger researchers, as I was helped a few years ago. So it was really my main motivations.
Thank you. And for you, Mohammed, why did you want to become a mentee?
So one of the reasons why I wanted to become a mentee is because, I mean, since childhood, I have this urge of learning, for gaining more knowledge. And the best way, like my father, he taught me, is like you have to go to the people who already have this knowledge. So go find a person who will be able to teach you properly, not like anyone. But so this way, I mean, when I found the profile of Professor Belem on this program, so I requested for the mentorship. for her to become a mentor. And I was, for me to get the acceptance that she has approved, I was really surprised. And from that point, I mean, the thing was that I wanted to gain more knowledge into this. As a PhD student currently, I mean, I have my supervisor. I have other professors that I am working with, but like the aid, the help that I could not receive from my own supervisor or advisor here at the university, I have received that from Professor Bilan. I mean, she helped me in many ways. So, I mean, my main aim was to get in touch with the other researchers, with the professors who would be able to guide me properly, especially with more experience, with more knowledge about my field. I am also in marketing and consumer behavior, or we can say consumer psychology, branding, because I'm working on brand hate as well my field. And so once I set my path to aim to learn these things, I found Professor Villan, and it was one of the best things I so far. I mean, I tell everyone about it. I have even, told my professor here, my supervisor, that I have a mentor and I am working with her. The thing, I mean, she was okay about it. She was like, okay, I mean, she's happy about it. But yeah, the thing is that I needed this guidance and I received it from this program.
Thank you,
May
Mohammed.
I,
Yes, please,
then
Svetlana.
may I ask something here?
Yes,
I
please.
know we introduced each other, and Belen was so shy to share that she's one of the most successful mentors in our program. Practically no one else from the mentors succeeded to get so many mentees during this short period of 7-8 months. And what is, thank you very much, Belen, for that. People have to know that. So my idea here is to ask Mohammed, how did you find Belen? Did you count on the automatic matching that the program offers, or you were the active side? You looked for a mentor.
I actually looked for the mentor. I were profiles. Then, like, if there were links for the LinkedIn, I looked at their work, like what they were actually doing and like which field they are working in. Like, I looked into their papers, what work they have done. So according to this, I mean, I made my decision on contacting Professor Billam.
Thank you
I
very
mean, as
much.
a researcher, I mean, if we are looking for such guidance, so we have to look where we are looking for it and whom we want to work with.
Very good
Thank
point.
you very much, Mohammed. Sorry, one more minute.
Please,
I
please,
wanted
go ahead.
just, I know the fact that they met this way, that Mohammed was the active side, but this is the point to stress that the active side in this program should be the mentee. Mentee should look like not stay and wait until the automatic system matches you with someone. You have to be active. You have to look at the provided profile of the researcher that is offered as a mentee, as a mentor for you. So if you're active, you might get even more than one mentor. I have currently a mentee that runs mentorship together at the same time with 3 mentors. And this is very helpful for her. So this is what I mean. Like Mohammed, you don't have to wait something to happen, someone to give you something. You have to be the active side. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Svetlana, and thank you, Mohammed. So I want to have an idea how this mentorship looks like by maybe if you could guide us, Belem and Mohammed, on a usual mentor-mentee day. What do you do? What do you talk about? You know, how does this go?
I can tell you some, well, basic things that I do with everyone. As Svetlana mentioned, I have several mentees. I'm working with several mentees. Some of them already finished, like the mentorship with Mohammed. We concluded it last week. Others are still ongoing. I have an Excel file for having a clear, so to be very objective on what each mentee wants, what are their exact needs. One thing that I do is right from the beginning, ask exactly what are your objectives and trying to find the match, because I'm not an expert in all the topics that are covered in the mentorship. So I make that very clear. I'm not an expert in this. I'm not an expert in that. I can help you in this way. So I make those goals very clear from the beginning, and then we go meeting to meeting. When we go to a meeting, I know exactly what is the topic of that meeting. Sometimes the mentee had done some preparation work. Me also, I had to, for instance, choose an article of mine to show or to explain something. So we know exactly what will happen, and this makes the meetings very profitable for both of us. I would say that we always spend a few time talking about, well, our city and our lives and the family and things like that. So building a relationship, we have time for that because everything is so organized. So we also interact a little bit, but again, there is not a model for the meetings. Do you agree, Mohammed? I'm not sure.
Yeah, before I go to Mohammed, I want to stay a little bit with you, Balem, and maybe you can tell us, you can share to us, you can maybe one favorite thing during the course of your mentorship that that you experienced together with your mentees. Was there like a topic, or maybe an issue, or maybe like a book that you found interesting together, or maybe some revelation during this mentorship as a mentor?
I'm not sure. There are these very technical aspects that I think that things that I've learned with all the publications that I did until now, like, something that I do, I think, with almost every of my mentees, how I write an abstract, and explaining that such a short text takes me like 1 or 2 days to write, and how I write it, or how I write an introduction. And at some point it seems so not unimportant, but it's not. It makes a lot of difference. So I go through all these topics, but probably the most interesting thing was I had my mentee number 5, I think. We got to the first meeting. She was a bit shy. We were talking, and at the middle of the first meeting, she said, you know my brother. And I was like, do I? So it was one of my mentees. So this was really interesting because she was looking for someone. So she was a PhD student. She was looking for someone to help them, exactly the way that Mohammed mentioned before. And her brother said, oh, you should look at this mentorship program. She went into this active search for a mentor, and she asked to, oh, I found this teacher. What do you think? She asked to her brother, and he said, oh yeah, go for it. I have a good feeling about it. And that, I ended up being a mentee for the brother and sister. It was really fun. So maybe this would be an interesting story.
Very nice stories. And I want to ask you, Mohammed, for you, can you share to us, some interesting, stories during the course of your mentorship?
During the course of my mentorship, actually, the whole thing is interesting. If you ask me about it, I mean, from my side, and we started in beginning of April, I believe. And at that time, we, just discussed little about my situation that I was in, like my dissertation that I was going through. Then I showed that I am very interested in publishing and doing research work. I was even offered by Professor Bilan to, she showed me one opportunity for publishing. It was a book chapter. It's, I mean, really interesting, but due to the time lack of time, I couldn't do it. But then right after that, I don't know if Professor Willem remembers, I received an interview call from University of Amsterdam, and I was shortlisted twice for them, and then I took counseling for career counseling and guidance from her. So she told me about like the interview, how we should do it, and like the teaching skills and everything, and it helped me a lot for my preparation for my interview. Also, then afterwards, we dealt with my further dissertation issues. And then for me, one of the most important thing was that I learned a lot related to teaching. I was even offered to attend her courses that she was teaching and to be a part of it. And even till, I mean, last time she was even out, she offered me to come and give a lecture also in one of her courses. So that will be one of the best opportunities. And we have decided to work together on a paper. And that will be one of the spotlights, you can say, because it's amazing to collaborate with others. Me as a PhD student, when I get to collaborate with other professors who already have a name in academia and who know more than me, for me, it is like an honor to have their name with me, for them to collaborate with me in my research or as a collaborative research. So for me, the whole thing was like I learned almost everything like that we choose when going over, when we apply for the mentorship. Just one thing that I was not into that was the policies, the open policies. So other than that, I learned a lot related to my career that I want to go in, and related to publication, to making a network. And I believe, now that we have decided on moving on and collaborating together with writing, I am sure that over time, it will open more doors for me to have more connections, to have better opportunities just because of this program and because of Professor Bilan.
Thank you so much, Mohammed. So now I want Professor Belem to be my mentor as well. But I want to bring the discussion back to Svetlana. Now that we are hearing these amazing testimonies from the mentor side and from the mentee side, how can one participate as a mentor and how can one participate as a mentee? And how does EURAXESS do the matching?
Thank you, Jen. Practically, the only thing that you need to do is, no matter if you would like to be a mentee or a mentor, is just to register. During the registration, you put all of these criteria that you would like to be observed during the matching process. So after that, the search and matching engine starts working, and it works constantly with all of the people that are registered and the newcomers and everyone. Several times a day, it searches for a match. So during this matching process, and this is very important question, Jen, thank you again. During this matching process, the tool, of course, as it is programmed, it looks to fit all criteria that you checked, all criteria. And it is very important when you use the search engine yourself, you can avoid one of the criteria. You don't need to put all of them at the same time. You look for instance, for a mentor in your specialty, or a mentor in your country of interest. And the machine doesn't work like that. It tries to match all of your interests, all of your criteria, and just then it sends to someone proposal to go in a mentorship with you. If the other person agrees, then the matching is ready. That's why it takes some time. And this is another reason to ask mentees like Mohammed and others to be the active side. If you don't wait, you can find a mentor much easier because you look only for one criteria. Another opportunity is that you can save your search. And if you put only one criteria, in the next searches, the machine will look only for this criteria, not for all of that you matched before. So this is the way it works.
Thank you so much, Svetlana. And how can interested researchers find out more? They still have questions, and how do they get in touch with you or with your colleagues in the project?
Practically all that is related to the program is explained on the website. We are surely started offering new things to the registered researchers and open new sections on the website. For instance, in very near future, we will open section news, section events, because in the very near future again, we will offer them training courses, webinars for whoever is interested. So these will be also posted on the website. Of course, on the website and in every session in EURAXESS, wherever you look for some contact with the mentoring program, you'll see our email mentoring and the rest is our university end.
Why should one researcher become part of this mentorship? And what is your message also to, in your case, Belem, to a prospective mentor, Mohammed as a prospective mentee, and Svetlana for both, for mentors and mentees? Okay, so starting with you, please, Belem.
Okay, so why become a mentor? It's a great opportunity to interact with young researchers from everywhere. This is a great team overall. We do interact a lot with Svetlana and with the other mentors. And it's such a great way to see how people progress. You know, you can really hold the hand of someone that is struggling to learn some things that are quite easy sometimes from a more experienced researcher, and so it's really interesting. It's not only helping others, we learn a lot from the experience also. So I think I've done the two responses. I'm really enthusiastic, and I would say just join us and help others, help yourself also. It will be really interesting.
Thank you so much for that, Belem. And Mohammed, what would be your message to your fellow researchers? Why should they be a part of this mentorship initiative?
Okay, am I muted? No, okay. Firstly, I would say to be a part of this mentorship is like being a part of academia, the future that you are going for. Majority of the people who will join this program most likely are doing so they can make connections, so they can make a network of with different people in academia, as I did as well. And it was successful for me, and I have learned a lot from it. You will learn how to carry out your research. You will find out the direction, the reality of academia. I have, other than, just outside of the program, I had felt a lot of difficulties when doing my dissertation. And I gained that help from this program, and guide you and you guide them. So the learning process is not just one way, it will work both way for us. So it is one of the most beautiful things you can say that will happen to us as the new coming scholars. So this is why you should join it. And I have told also my brother about it, who also joined this program, and it will help you a lot. Thank you.
Thank you, Mohammed. Now I'm going to go to Svetlana.
Thank you very much, Jen. Again, I will say with only one expression: it opens the door. It opens the doors to the world, to the intercultural communication, to guidance, and to see how other research systems in other countries work, and to see how other people that don't know you before could help you.
That's beautiful.